amazing lady that I do some business with, and she's representing a buyer in a property that she stumbled upon and found this for him, and it's an amazing opportunity. Property's under $500,000, and on the same property is a single family home, a triplex, and a duplex. So this guy's going to have 5 rental incomes, and he's going to live in the single family. So he's going to be making money without making a payment to go home every month, because he's going to have more cash than he needs to make his bills. So from the rental income, assuming they all pay their rent. But anyway, yeah, FHA is a super product for the first-time home buyer. And Elizabeth, if that's the case, price and condition are all good to go, I would not hesitate to take that offer. So you hear that police siren rolling up behind me. We're going to run into another break. Shoot your questions to us. 561-291-8569 is the Anytime hotline. 561-291-8569 or www.mr.mortgage. That's mr.mortgage, never a .com. Hey, it's Mark Eitel, host of the Mr. Mortgage Show. You hear me all the time talking about the need to have the very best team representing you in a real estate transaction. And that starts with a really great agent. If you've got a great agent, that's awesome. But if you don't, check out www.reallyGreatAgents.com. There you'll find the best of the best, regardless of the city they work in or the brokerage they work for. www.reallyGreatAgents.com. www.reallyGreatAgents.com.
Here's another 5-star review.
As a realtor, I have a bunch of mortgage brokers to choose from, but I prefer to work with Mark and his Mr. Mortgage team. In this crazy market, there is no room for error, especially on the mortgage side. Mark's team moves fast, keeps everybody in the loop, and makes things happen. They always give my clients a great deal and take the time to walk them through every step of the process. When you're considering a lender, I encourage you to talk to Mark Eitel and the Mr. Mortgage team.
It's not every day that you need an appraisal, whether it's for a divorce settlement, estate planning, or maybe you're appealing a tax assessment, or you just want to make sure you have adequate coverage in your property insurance. When you need a certified appraisal, turn to my friends at SOFLappraisal.com. That's SOFLappraisal.com. Peter and his team have been appraising properties here in South Florida for decades. SOFLappraisal.com. And tell them you heard this on the Mr. Mortgage Show.
Are inflation and everyday expenses eating into your retirement income? Maybe you've considered a reverse mortgage and have unanswered questions like, do I still own my property? Can the bank kick me out? What happens when I die? Can I still leave my house to my kids? These are all great questions. Visit www.moreaboutreverse.com to learn more. That's www.moreaboutreverse.com. www.moreaboutreverse.com.
Welcome back to the Mr. Mortgage Show. Call us now, 561-291-8569.
All right, we are back. My name is Mark Eitel, host of the Mr. Mortgage Show. We do this mortgage mashup every weekend. Dom and I are in here and do our best to get all your questions on the air and answer them for you. So 561-291-8569 is the Anytime hotline. And by anytime, I mean during the week. That pushes to my office. It rings here in the studio during the show, but then we forward it to the office during the week. So 561-291-8569 is the Anytime hotline. And let me throw it to Dom. I think we got a question teed up on the hotline.
Yes, Mike just texted us. He said, my landlord just gave us 2 months to move out. He is selling the condo. What is a reasonable timeline to close a mortgage from start to finish?
Hey, Mike, great question. So this is my analogy. We're the bus. We can move as fast as you can drive it. Realistically, 30 days or less. I would, if you're going to go out there and make an offer, I would suggest 30 days. The all-time record, is far less than that. I don't want to throw it out there because I don't want to encourage you to shorten that timeline. We're in the middle of one now. We're going to close in 11 days. It was a rescue deal that came from another lender who denied it at the last minute. I'm not quite sure why they denied it. I don't know, maybe we're magic. We were able to find a way to make it work, but that one was 11 days from when it landed in our lap. Now, The difference is that package was ready to roll. As fast as you can get your documents to your lender should be able to perform. So if you can get everything up front, that's going to make life a lot easier on you throughout the process. But I think with only 2 months, you need to get rolling and find a place, because that's probably going to be the hardest part of this equation. Pre-qualification or pre-approval rather takes 1 to 2 days, again, depending on your document submission. After that, we can move as fast as you can. But get started now if you're seriously considering doing this in 60 days, because the hardest part of that timeline is going to be finding that house in that first 30 days of that window to make it work for you. So hopefully that helped. If you have questions on that, Mike, just give me a shout, 561-291-8569, anytime during the week, or yeah, anytime, the Anytime hotline, right? Or shoot us an email. You can find all of our contact information on the web at www.mr.mortgage. So, hey, I want to share that high in the Andes mountain thing I mentioned in the first segment of the show this week. My friend was vacationing down there. Actually, he's buying down there. And I never call anything a trend until it happens to me 3 times. And this happened to me 3 times in the last week. So we're refinancing his house. He's going to pull some equity out of his house, and he went down to Ecuador. He's buying a place, and he's going to live in Ecuador. There's no real estate tax. They're paying him 12% on his CD for some introductory period of a year to bring investment into the country, and very, very low cost of living. So he's capitalizing on all the appreciation. He's got a few properties, so he's only doing this on one. He's pulling the cash out, going down there, and he swears he's going to live down there full time, but I think he's just going to be a part-time resident. But I call it a trend because 2 times this week, I've talked to both women, interestingly enough, both single women, actually, interestingly enough, that are looking to Mexico. They're buying properties in Mexico, and they're going to Airbnb the properties out, but they're capitalizing on equity that's been created in this U.S. housing market during this boom and the low interest rates that we currently have, because they're far lower than they are in Mexico or in Ecuador. You can't even get a quote-unquote proper mortgage. But it's just an amazing opportunity that they're looking globally. When I look at opportunity, I'm thinking North Carolina. I'm thinking Tennessee. I'm not thinking the Andes. I'm thinking the Blue Ridge Mountains. So it's just pretty wild how I think we're in a more global environment than ever before. But 3 times this week, I've talked to people who are cashing out of their equity in one form or another here in the States and buying either a vacation home or a full-time residence in another country. So I just find that fascinating. You hear me all the time talking about looking past the circumstances to find the opportunity, and these 3 individuals certainly have done that. So I'm going to bring you a lot more on the Ecuadorian circumstance and situation, because he's actually going to build a business around that where he's going to help other people who want to do the same thing. But that's for a future conversation. That's in the works. I just find it fascinating. I wanted to throw that out there. Again, my name is Mark Eitel. This is the Mr. Mortgage Show. You can reach us on the Anytime hotline, 561-291-8569. That's 561-291-8569. That's truly anytime. It pushes to my office when we're not on the air. Or visit us online at www.mr.mortgage. That's www.mr.mortgage.
That's a wrap. Join Mark Eitel next week for more thrilling, edge-of-your-seat discussions about real estate and mortgages right here on The Mr. Mortgage Show.